Welcome back to the Luke and Sotiri podcast. I'm your co-host Sotiri,
I'm your other co host, Luke.
and today we have a very special guest.
Colin, introduce
Me,
yourself.
I'm Colin. I was invited.
So this is Colin is our very special guest. So I I know I'll address the elephant in the room is the fact that we have gone on pretty much a summer break. So that's why we haven't really been uploading the podcast. But from for now we're gonna try to do it probably or at least try to do it somewhat weekly or bi-weekly. But we'll keep we'll keep you the viewers updated on the status for that. So let's hop right in. Guys, have anything you wanna start off with?
I feel like we
Um,
should start with Colin.
that might be a good idea.
Colin, got anything you wanna
Um,
start off with?
well, yeah, I'm excited to be on this podcast. It's not a very big podcast, but it's fun to be on a podcast in general.
Yeah.
You get to talk about topics and whatnot and have fun with friends. Um, last night, Sotiri thought like something was outside of his
Oh,
house.
yeah, that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
tell me about that, please.
So what happened is last night me and Colin were on a call. We were just watching like goofy stuff. I think we were watching the Duck song at the time. but But what had happened is we're just watching it, minding my own business. All of a sudden, I just hear like a rapid like thunking. I can't tell where it's coming from. It sounds like someone's hitting like the walls or something like that, or something's crawling on the walls. But it's like loud. It's like a really loud thunking. And I don't know what this is. It's late. Keep in mind, it's actually midnight at the time. A little bit past
Yeah,
midnight.
I think it was a little past midnight. It was,
Like 15 past.
yeah, it was pretty late. So
So
nothing could have come from that.
yeah. So I hear this and I'm like freaking out, and Colin has like no idea what's going on because I'm just like, oh my gosh, what's going on? What's going on?
The thing you said, the how you started was like, oh, hold on, and you paused the video and you were like, did you hear that? I was like, what? And then you stopped talking for like the next minute. And I was like, what's happening? And then you filled me in on the situation. I was like, just go downstairs and lock all your doors, man. Like, and turn out the lights.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was a very weird situation because I had no idea what was going on for most of it, and then it was sprung on me that he heard a noise outside that was like a giant banging on his like gate or garage door or something like that.
Yeah,
So anyway,
and I had no idea, and then it ended. The banging ended with something like really hard hitting my gate, just like right next to my house. So I have no idea what this is. I'm in the garage, which is at the bottom. So I'm like, I'm sprinting upstairs. Like I'm filling in Colin while I'm like turning off all the lights, like locking the doors. So pretty much I just leave everything. Like I just close my laptop and I just join the call on my phone because originally I was gonna hang up, but Colin had a really good point. He was like, keep him on the line because if something happens, he'll be first to know.
yeah, on it. I mean, in a situation like that, the first thing you want to do is just lock all the stuff down, all of your house down, and then turn out the lights and go. If you have an upstairs or a safe place downstairs, go there.
Yeah,
You just want to be in the place that has the best hiding spot.
yeah, exactly. So I had no idea. I thought there was an intruder, especially because we have lights that turn on when there's movement, like motion lights. And yeah, so all the lights were like on outside. I'm like, okay, there's something definitely out there that's going on. Turns out, the motion lights had just turned on because of, well, I should say what happened. So after that, I go upstairs. I wake up my mom. So she's kind of like spooked by it because she's like sound asleep. And I'm just like, hey, 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 this is what's happening. Like I was just on a call, and then all of a sudden this started happening. and I have no idea like what's going on. So I locked down the house like Colin told me, and I was just waiting. I locked everything. I locked every single door, even upstairs, just in case maybe because we have balconies, so maybe they could like get on the balcony. So I just locked everything. I locked the balcony doors. I locked like all the windows, closed them all, and I was just waiting upstairs in my mom's room with the door locked because that's like three doors locked because I have the door into the garage and then the door from the garage um to the upstairs, which is a 1 hour door, meaning if there's ever a fire, it'll hold back the fire for about an hour. So that's a really tough door. And then all the way upstairs is another door. My parents' room's door also has a lock on it. So there was a lot of locks. And then that's about the time that I let go of Colin. I'm like, hey, I have my mom awake, so at least I have someone else like here with me because at the time my mom had no idea. I guess she didn't know I'm the one who woke her up. So I really appreciate Colin for that. That was really like really kind of him, really nice of him, really mature.
This is by the way, guys, this is probably the most genuine thing I'll ever say. If you're in a situation like this where there is something you hear outside, usually when you go about it, I mean, this also works for like stuff like school shootings or stuff like that. But first, you see any place you could run to. Like, if you can run away from the situation, that's the first possible outcome. If you can't, which Satir was in the situation where he was in his house where he can't run away. So the next one would be hiding, and that's what he did. And if all else fails, fight. So that's probably a really the most genuine thing I've probably said in my life. Just those are the three steps to staying safe in that kind of a situation.
Yeah, I would
Yeah, definitely. People can do weird stuff, and never hurts to be ready.
Yeah,
Like,
it's always the heat of the moment too. Like for me, my mind was just that's the big part. That's why I really
oh
appreciate Colin,
yeah,
because he like kept me calm. He was like, "Hey, you got to do this. Like, don't rush it. Just like get this done before anything else."
Maybe maybe I would be a good 911 operator. I'd probably that would probably end badly, but uh oh gosh, that would be a horrible job. Um, but anyway, that was an interesting thing that happened last night. What was it that like um you found out what was? What was
So
it?
in the morning, nothing happened, thank God. But in the morning, we go check it out. We couldn't necessarily find anything. We asked our neighbors for security cam footage, and there was nothing there, meaning it wasn't like a person because someone has to walk up an alley, and there's like three security cameras from three different houses in that alley. And we got like all of the footage from that, and none of them had a person walking up. So we're like, if it can't be a person, so we kept looking around, and then we checked the side of our house. We never use the side of our house. It's like this little secluded area. We just keep miscellaneous stuff there, like firewood for the winter and all that. But I check over there, and to get into there, you have a gate. And at the end, I heard a gate getting like slammed. What had happened is one of our propane tanks had, I don't know what caused it to fall in the first place. That's like a whole different thing. But the fact is, the propane tank fell over and rolled on the concrete floor, which is like very badly done. So it's got tons of bumps. That's why I heard the constant banging. And I guess it was rolling against the wall too, because it was totally up against the wall when I found it. So that's why I was also hearing it on the wall too. And then it just slammed into the gate at the bottom where you enter from.
mm,
So that's what had happened. So thank God it was nothing. It
Dude,
still was.
that would have
yeah,
scared the crap
that's
out of me.
Yeah, because propane tanks are heavy. They're like a solid like 20 pounds.
yeah, they are.
And I could hear some like heavy thunking against the wall.
Yeah.
So like
Well,
yeah. I
At
have
least it
like a
wasn't
sorry.
something dangerous, you know.
Yeah,
At least it wasn't something dangerous, you know.
yeah. I have a Fitbit that I use like later in the night only because it like dies super fast. It's a hand-me-down. And I checked my heart rate and I think I hit like 160 at one point.
That was crazy.
Gosh.
That's
Yeah.
like working out.
Yeah. So I was genuinely like scared. You know how they have like they say you have cold fear? I guess that is a real thing. I can confirm because I didn't sweat like a drop, but my heart was racing super fast.
But yeah, guys, if you're ever in a situation, you should definitely handle it the way security handle it. Lock everything down, turn out the lights, find someplace safe.
For sure.
And another
Yeah.
thing is if you have cameras around your house, make sure you check those.
Yeah. Sadly for us, I think we're gonna install a camera soon. But sadly for us, we didn't have a camera, so we couldn't like check like, hey, what's happening down there. But if you have neighbors that have cameras, then I would definitely try and get in contact with them ASAP to see what's going on.
Yeah. So yeah, that was that. By the way, guys, that happened last night, literally.
Yeah.
By the time this is
Uh,
posted, it's probably gonna be like 2 nights ago for the viewers here.
well,
But
yeah,
for at the
but
time we're recording,
when we're recording this, it happened technically this morning
yeah, because it was midnight.
because it was past midnight, so it was technically this morning.
It was technically today, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Ah.
you got anything, Luke? You got to top that?
No, that's. I mean, I was just thinking, I kind of remembered something scary that happened to me a few years ago. So I think I was like 8-ish years old, like 8 or 9. And I had a friend who was about my age. And both of us, our sisters, had a softball practice on that day. And we were too young to stay home alone. And we weren't interested in watching them practice. So we just, there was like this hill by the softball field that we would often play on. And it was like a giant hill. It was pretty steep and it was covered in a bunch of plants.
Hmm.
And this one time we had climbed up particularly high. And then out of nowhere, I just heard my friend say, "Did you see that?" I said, naturally, I was confused. So I said, "See what?" And he said he thought he saw something in the plants. And so he started to investigate. And it was spooky. And like my mind was just wandering, and it felt like a while, but I was probably there for like 30 seconds max. And then he came back running and told me to run. And I freaked out. So I started running like as fast as I could down the hill. And so we got to the bottom where I felt a little safer by all the adults. And he told me that he had seen a person wearing a white mask and like all black clothing just sitting there in the bushes.
Ooh.
And I was pretty spooked out. And then I looked up to where we were, and I could have sworn I saw what looked like a white mask looking down at me.
Ooh, man. Safe to
And
say
we
it
Bro,
was
this
like
is
just,
the
that.
start. This is the start of a horror movie, man.
I know,
What the
right? Jeez.
yeah.
dude?
And I pointed it out to him, and he saw it too. And we just stared at it for like a minute, and then it disappeared into the
Heck
bushes.
no.
So,
Well, that beats Sotiri's story.
Yeah,
really,
that
you
definitely
think?
tops it. But I got another one. Actually,
What
Colin, do
is
you
it?
have one?
Uh,
Is
a
this
scary,
scary?
like a
Is this
scary
not a horror
story.
Like,
podcast?
no, not like an actual like scary thing that happened to you one time.
Um, like, um,
I got another
I
good one.
a genuinely scary thing that happened to me.
Yeah.
I gotta think about that one. How about you guys first, Sotiri?
Uh, I was about I think 8 years old when this happened. My neighbor next door got swatted.
Oh,
Damn, dude, what the?
Yeah. So I had this. I have this. Actually, there's been multiple police times. There's two. One's shorter than the other. One's way shorter. I'll just briefly go over that. But I have this crazy neighbor right next door. They're absolutely out of their mind. They get drunk like every night and then start screaming. Like if someone has their lights on, they just start screaming at them. Like no one cares. Both houses adjacent to the crazy neighbor's house, who still lives here, um, like have kids in them. But the kids next door, so two houses down from me, are like really little. They're like 5 and 6, so they get always spooked out, which I kind of feel bad for them. But there's like every other week, I'd say there's a police that show up to her house because we just hear her screaming like out of her mind. She's gone to
Gosh.
jail for multiple nights, I think now. But
Damn.
she's just like annoying. Like everyone knows. Like me and my dad actually made it like a sport, practically. Where like we did like a trivia show. Like we just immediately started role playing like a trivia show. Like who's the one screaming tonight? Is it A, our neighbors to the right? B, our neighbors to our left, which is the neighbors to the left, or to I think it's the west of us, but yeah. So, and then the other time there was actually our next door neighbors to the right this time on the east side that were the ones who got swatted. So
Damn.
there was news reporters, everything. Fox was on it. The local like I don't know what it's called, Channel 8, I think it's called, was on it. Channel 8 was really on it. But so pretty much what happened was is we hear like police sirens, like a bunch of police sirens, like a big escort, and we don't know what's, and we just hear them. We hear them driving by. We live in a canyon, so like in the center of a canyon is this like main road that everyone drives on. So it was on that main road, and we live a bit further up from the canyon. So we just hear it on the main road, which is like 100 meters away from our house, and we're like, oh, that's a lot of police. Like we just hear police siren after police siren after police siren. And I was like, dang, that's a lot of like police. And all of a sudden, the like police sounds get closer. Like they're no longer zipping by. They're like actually like coming closer to us. And they come up the canyon and they go through our alleyway. And I'm like, whoa. And I see this armored like van. It's like decked out, and it says SWAT in big letters.
My
And I'm like, oh
goodness.
man. So, and then I see these guys like get out of that car, and I think I have a video of it, but my iPad got wiped. So my little kid iPad, it got wiped. So I don't think the video still exists anymore. But the fact is I hear like this, like I see these guys move out. These got these biggest guns I've ever seen, and they just sit outside. There's like a little yard area. It's kind of like no one's land because they live a bit further up on the canyon than us. But right next to us is the little like yard. It's just dead bush. It's just shrubs. It's probably like a 10 by 20 meter area of just shrubs that like no one's. It's just no one's land. So we just see the SWAT team start like laying out their guns and pointing at the house that like our neighbor's house, and we don't know the neighbors. We didn't know those neighbors, and we never saw them again after that night. But like they didn't get killed or anything. They didn't get shot, but we just never like they just got taken in, and we never saw them after that. But so we see the SWAT team setting up everything and all that, and there's like at least 10 guys just aiming directly at the house. They even got the little laser thingies, which was crazy. That's the first and last
Oh
time
my
I've
goodness.
seen those little laser beams on the guns, I guess. But they're just like yelling like come out with your like hands up, and then there's people on the top of the canyon also with like guns, but not SWAT team because these guys are actually that's how you get into the house from the top road, not the alleyway. So we see these guys and they're just aiming at the house, and this lasts for a solid hour. Like I don't know if the guy was like resisting or not, but he was not coming out of that house. So the news comes there. I think my dad even was on the news, like he was talking to the news people on what was going on because my dad, it's just him. But He's like social like that. Like he'll like find any opportunity. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, it's crazy going on." Little kid me is like freaking out. So I didn't know what was going on. And then my mom's just like, "Here, I'm gonna go check it out. You just sit back and like watch your Wild Kratts." So I was watching Wild Kratts. Great show, by the way, guys.
Wildcrats, S tier show.
Yes, W Wildcrats.
So my mom's like, "Just sit here, watch your little Wild Kratts. I'm going to, I'm gonna like go check it out because like my dad was already checking it out." So I'm home inside. My parents are like 10 meters outside my home, so it's nothing, and they're like in the only way, they're like in the only part of the house that you can get in quick. So I'm not worried about them breaking in. I'm just like scared because I'm like in here by myself, and it's not like, "Hey mom, I don't know what's going on," like, because I'm trying to ask her, but she's just like, "Stay back, stay back. I'm just gonna go check it out." She made sure to like say in a calm tone though, so like I wouldn't get freaked out. But so about an hour, like I said, an hour it lasted. Eventually, I guess the guy had a gun in his hand or something. I don't know. He had something in his hand. And I was yelling like, "Drop it!" It's like, "Drop whatever you have." And I told it like I don't real I. It's one of those things they don't realize until you're like older what they were actually like trying to say when they say that stuff.
Yeah.
Cause like I just hear it say "drop
Yeah,
it,"
yeah.
and I don't think too much of it. It's like "drop it,
Yeah,
drop it."
yeah.
There's people screaming inside the house. I guess there was like his like fiance or something like that inside the house or something like that. So guy gets taken away. News crew leaves. SWAT team just goes in, checks it out, and because they have reasonable suspicion, and or I guess they maybe got a warrant, but guy gets taken away. Never see the guy again. Never see that girl again. Uh, don't know what happened. I don't know why the police visited them. Have no clue really what happened that night. Why they got taken away. What they were doing. But safe to say they probably did something very bad. If they got a SWAT team out there, like like 10
Yeah.
snipers, like 10 snipers aiming at the house. And I was like so confused too. Like now that I think back at it, maybe like I have bad memory or something, but they were just aiming at a wall. Like they just had their like lasers pointed at a wall. Like I'm like, what's that?
Oh, his X-ray vision.
I'm like, what's that gonna do? Why is like snipers aimed at a wall? So yeah, so that was scary. I really then again it wasn't really scary, too scary, because at the time I didn't really understand what was going on that well either. Like I just knew like guns as a kid, obviously like it scares me like if there's a guy with a big old gun, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
like mainly what scared me. I
Yeah.
didn't like realize that there could be a genuine threat right next door. I was just scared because there's like these people with some big old guns outside our neighbor's house. So I was more like anxious than scared.
Okay. So I thought of one. This one wasn't like. This one was actually pretty bad. So anyway, one day. So for context, my mom is a nurse and she works at a hospital. And when she works, she does like a shift like throughout for a whole day basically. So like she leaves at like 6 a.m. and gets home at like 8 at night. So she's not at the house. And then my dad was in the Navy Reserves and he was supposed to be doing work for the Navy on the weekends. And so he wasn't at the house either. So anyway, I was technically old enough to babysit, quote unquote, my brother and sister. So they left us home for the day thinking everything would be fine, which things turned out very badly. So this is when my parents got us they didn't want to get us individual phones. They more wanted like a phone that was like all of ours, so that we just had a phone to use at the house if they ever needed to call us. But my brother had been watching a bunch of like prank call videos at that time. So like, you know how people would prank call like McDonald's and stuff like that.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
like where this is going.
So
no.
so he started off the day like that, and then eventually he had the idea, what a dumbass, to call the police.
Oh no.
And
my
Oh
I don't
God.
remember what it said, but it was like something bad about my dad.
Oh.
Something like it was like, and then but he said it super quietly, like he was whispering, so it seemed like he was calling as he
Like
was there.
hostage situation or something, like he was in a current
Exactly.
threat.
It sounded like he was like beating him or something. So anyway, um I found out that he had called them, and I'm like, what the heck are you doing, man? Hang up. And he hung up, or he had hung up already, and he and
Did they trace the number?
well, yeah, they had to trace the number. And like,
Oh, man.
by the way, my brother, or at the time I believe I was like 10, so
Oh,
my
man.
thinking skills weren't probably the best, but I was like, what do I do here? How is this supposed to be like? I was absolutely flabbergasted.
How is this a good
And
situation to be in?
it's not. How are you? What are you supposed to do in this situation as a 10-year-old child?
That's
Like,
yeah.
because
That's a good question.
this is an actual situation where the police are coming and they believe this is a bad situation.
Like they're
So
ready to
anyway,
like break in.
and by the way, I think my brother was like 8 or 9 at the time, and my sister was like 7. So my
Jeez.
sister was scared out of her mind because the police were coming to the house. And I was like, I was trying to like comfort her and everything. And when they finally came to the house, I answered the door and they were like, we got a call from whatever number, and it was about like a domestic violence situation. And they were like, where's your dad, or where's your parents? I was like, they're not here right now. And they were like, what are their numbers? I gave them their numbers. And I'm so glad my dad was stationed somewhere in the like something where he could have his phone.
Yeah.
Because in the Navy, if you're doing something on site that you have to have your phone confiscated, you don't have it for the entire day. So if he missed that call, that could have been a very, very bad situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, he answered, and he basically had to leave his shift at from the Navy because this happened, and he was so confused, and he had to drive straight over.
Oh man.
And they had 3 police officers there, which in this situation, I feel like honestly, my dad could have taken them 3 if they tried to fight him, which is the funny thing. I was like, you sent these 3 people? It was like a small chief or something, like a chief dude, and then 2 like women officers. So they're not like, I'm not saying that they're bad at fighting. They just weren't. Like, my dad's a 6 foot, 200-pound Navy person who can throw a punch. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what they were going in with this situation as. And basically, when he came, the police officers were so nice in this situation, because I had informed them about like all the stuff that was happening, and they were like, they were being like really nice about it in terms of what happened, because that's like a serious felony if you do that, like calling the police and not it being an emergency. So they were, since we were kids, there's nothing that they could really do at that point. So they were like trying to comfort us and like talk to us about stuff. Like, I think one of them asked like, is there anything bad going on at school? Is there any bullying going on? And eventually when my dad got there, the way they confronted him was they had one officer stay with us, and he was outside with the 2 other officers at talking to him. So, by the way, I honestly don't know how scared I was at this point. because I was like, this could be a really, really bad situation.
Kids, do
Because we
not
could we
call
could
the
be we could be
police.
taken,
It's not an
and my
emergency.
dad could be put in jail for like I don't even know how
Life
long. So,
sentence.
well, it wouldn't turn out that way, but like they would have to take me away in protective custody for a while because they have to do an investigation on my dad.
Yeah.
So anyway, the whole situation was resolved, and they were like, please don't call us again for like
It's not
that
an
reason.
emergency.
Like, don't make good decisions and stuff like that. And they said this to all of us, and I was like, and then my dad, I'm not kidding, yelled at my brother so loud once they left. Oh my god. I I was like terrified because he was yelling at him not because both because he had to be pulled from his shift during his Navy Reserves shift, and then also the fact that he called the police like that.
Yeah.
Though it
Yeah.
was that was probably the scariest situation I've ever been in.
You're like, screw the
I
police.
Dude, I by the way, I have a fear of like police officers because of that.
hmm.
Like honestly from that like experience, I'm kind of afraid of police officers.
Yeah, I could see that.
Anyway, that was
Jeez.
my story.
That's
That's gosh, what's up with today's podcast?
yeah. Y'all wanna like change it? Y'all wanna switch topics, switch gears?
Yeah, sure.
I guess I can switch topics to my Hoi 4 game.
Oh, nice. So what's up with the
Yeah.
Hoi 4?
Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know what Hoi 4 is, it stands for Hearts of Iron 4. And how it works is you can play as any country, like just before the start of World War II, and you have to like do things like build factories and raise an army and like declare wars and stuff.
Hmm.
And pretty fun game. I'm currently playing as Poland right now,
Of course, of course.
and I'm trying to restore the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. What's funny is there's this thing called focus trees in Hoi 4 where each country has one, and it basically gives you a bunch of different things you can focus on. Like the focus I'm doing right now is claim Livonia, which lets me declare war on two countries. And then like some countries will have pretty good focus trees. Like I think Poland's focus tree is really good, but then some of them are just garbage. Like, okay, so Terry, this is going to anger you slightly, but the Greek focus tree is garbage.
That's wild.
I swear, it is so pointless. It doesn't let you do. Okay, well, it does let you do some stuff, but it's so long to get through.
Oof.
It's just ineffective. And like same with the Turkish one, it's just you just can't do anything.
I respect that. I respect that.
Yeah, that's my quick rant on Hoi 4.
And this is where we talk about our sponsor, Hoy. I'm just kidding. We're not sponsored. Don't.
No, we're sponsored by water. Guys,
No,
You
we're
can't
not.
live without water.
can't live without water.
That sweet H2O,
I
double
would
hydrogen
highly
oxygen.
recommend purchasing some water. I would put it in my top 10 necessities.
Or
You know,
even
I
just
heard
drink out of
once
the
that
river.
there was like a petition to ban water because people were scared of the name dihydrogen oxide.
Yeah, no, a radio
What?
on April Fool's Day, a radio station played a prank that said the local water supplies were infested with dihydrogen monoxide, and everyone got
That's
scared.
that's crazy.
And everyone got
Oh
scared, and
god.
that radio station almost went to like some of the radio hosts almost went to jail
So anyway, anybody that doesn't know about the table of elements or what water is, dihydride monoxide is water.
because
It's H2O.
di means two and hydrogen, so two H's, and then monoxide, mono comes from the Greek word mono, which means one, and then oxide, which is air. So H2O.
So anyway, but you went on a really long trip to Greece, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Let's talk
did.
about that.
And then Luke went to
Upliftings.
Italy for a week. Or how long did you go, Luke?
Oh yeah,
10 days.
10 days.
nice.
So do you want to start or should I? Actually, since yours
Um,
quicker, I think you should start.
okay, so yeah, my family has been wanting to do an Italy trip for a long time. Like, I think we first planned to do one in either like the spring or summer of 2020, but I think you all know why we couldn't do that. And so after that, we just spent a while planning. Like, my parents can kind of be perfectionists at times. They tried to get like the perfect time, but eventually we were like, okay, we should just go. Fine. And so we went, and we went to Milan, Florence, and Rome, and it was just so fun. We all had a great time. It was great just seeing like different like culture and architecture and food, and it was awesome.
Did you eat some saucy noodles?
No, I did not eat saucy noodles.
Damn. I
Honestly, I
like.
think
I like. I
honestly, I
like.
think pasta is kind of overrated.
What are you talking about, man? I love the white sauce pasta. Just the white sauce all over the noodles. It's so great. I can't believe I just said that. God damn. Oh gosh.
Editor man, be
Okay,
sure to go into this and like bleep a couple of those of what's happening.
viewers, if you are children, please leave.
Yes.
If you are
Respectfully.
if you are of an influential age, please leave. Kindly, respectfully, but please leave. Because we will be talking about white sauce noodles for the next hour.
We would
Just kidding.
encourage you.
Anyway, what about your Greek trip? Did you have any white sauce and some euros? You know,
No, oh yeah, I did have gyros, and
did
yes, I
any
did
of
have tzatziki.
did any of yeah did any of the white sauce seep out or anything or
Yeah, yes, it did.
no?
Seeped out
Nice,
from the meat, actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
So yeah, I went to Greece for 2 months, which is the longest I've ever gone to Greece.
Mm.
I usually go for about a month or a month and a half, so this is the first time I've been there for 2 months. In case the viewers didn't know, I'm fluent in Greek. Greek was my first language, and yeah, so most of my family lives in Greece, so I go there every year except for obviously 2020. But yeah, so I had a great time. I saw my family. I said ziki, gyros, souvlaikia, which is kebabs. Um, yeah, I got to see my cousins. One of them goes to the high school I go to too, so I hung out with him too. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I had a great time. I did a lot of bike riding. I actually did. I think it's called a hold on. Triathlon types. It's a sprint triathlon. So I did a sprint triathlon one day, which is 70 meters of swimming, 20 kilometers of biking, and 5 kilometers of running. But for me, I did hiking instead, which I think should count. But if it doesn't, that's fine. But in my
Nice.
eyes, it's a sprint triathlon. So I did that with my cousin who goes to high school with me. So yeah, we did the biking part together. That was really fun. My legs were on fire that day.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then after that, I don't think I've ever eaten as much food as I did after that bike ride. I've never bike rode that far. That's the first time I rode over 20 kilometers. I think I did like 23, which is about 13 and a half miles.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, dude, that's a lot of miles, man.
And it's all
This is your
farmland.
daily reminder. This is your daily reminder to drink some water. It helps
Yes.
with life. Please drink water,
Highly recommend.
like Sotiri did before he bike rode.
Definitely, and I definitely didn't forget to bring water, and I definitely wasn't dying like 6 miles in.
Water is the love of my life. Honestly,
I
it's
can't agree.
just it's so
I mean, we are 70%
yeah,
water, so like, so who
Yeah, we
cares?
yeah,
are.
dude. We're drinking ourselves.
It's
That
crazy.
sounded wrong.
That did not sound right at all.
That sounded wrong.
Guys,
Okay,
enjoy the special guest. You never know. This might
you
become
never
a new
know what
standard.
might leave you.
You don't
You
know.
never know what might leave you
Oh
soon.
gosh.
That's crazy.
Anyway, so I actually went on a trip at like the really like the start of summer. So I went to Hawaii
Oh wow.
in
Oh,
June. Like
nice.
I went to Hawaii starting on like June 12th, and I think it was for about 8 days. Yeah, 8 or 9 days. So it was a pretty long, lengthy trip. I went to Maui, the island Maui. It's pretty nice.
That's funny.
Has some nice beaches and whatnot. I bought a blow dart gun there. It's really fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Uh, Dude, it's pretty sick.
That's awesome.
Although the darts they sold me had rusted metal parts to it,
Even better.
so whoever I shoot with it gets tetanus.
Let's
What's
go.
up? But anyway, and then it was a very good time. I went snorkeling with my family. Went
Nice.
snorkeling, beach time, took some walks around the island. I forgot what it's called, but there's like almost like a 7-Eleven type store that's just like the Hawaiian 7-Eleven. I think it's called the
812.
ABC store. What?
812.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I think it was called the ABC store or something like that.
CVS.
For any Hawaiians out there that are watching, which it's okay if you're not Hawaiian, but like figure it out for us. I think it's called the ABC store or whatever.
Hawaiians, you don't know. Come to the mainland, guys.
Yeah.
Something called 7-Eleven. Oh my gosh, it'll change your life.
I had some spam asubi, which for people who don't know is basically just sushi with spam as the meat, and
Ooh.
it's the saltiest creation of all time.
But it must
It
be
made
so
my
tasty.
blood pressure rise, and I felt like my veins were going to explode. But
Lot
it
of
was very
inflammation
good.
there.
Yeah, it was very good though, and they handed me a soy sauce pack with it, and I was like, wow. Ooh.
Good.
I tried it. It made me want to cry how salty it was.
He's like,
Have you ever had such an intense flavor that it's just like filled your eyes with tears?
yeah,
I forgot what my
that's what
yeah.
happens when I had that one time when I had super spicy buffalo wings.
Yeah.
Like I could not
Anyway,
feel my lips.
my mouth just instantly was like dry. It was like there was a salt mine inside of my mouth after I ate that.
While Colin's face
Although
is expanding.
I
from
wouldn't do it with
inflammation.
soy sauce again. I did like it. It was very good. I just wouldn't eat it a ton because it's really salty, and I don't want to have blood pressure problems later. And we also went with this other couple that's like friends with my parents, and they're part of like the Disney Vacation Club, I think it's called, and they got us into Alani.
Oh, nice.
I believe it's on Honolulu, or no, not Oahu. Honolulu is the capital. But it's on Oahu, I believe. And it's a really nice resort. I recommend.
Nice.
Very expensive though, so I would recommend going there if you are rich. If you're poor, that's not the place for you. But anyway, it was very nice, and I think that was the last thing we did. So yeah, it was a very nice time. It was very relaxing and very hot. It was good.
Nice.
Sadly, I didn't have any white sauces, but like Luke and Sotiri on their trips. But I did have a lot of brown sauces, like soy sauce, and
Very
I
nice.
think I had whatever their weird sauces. I had it once. It's the equivalent of Australians liking Vegemite, which is ass.
Vegemite is
Um,
okay, I gotta say.
like I've
It's
tried
better.
Vegemite once, and I wanted to die. And Australians just love it. So
Mm,
that was the same feeling I had with whatever sauce they use on the Hawaiian Islands. Oh, and we also went on a luau, which was fun. I ate a ton of Hawaiian food, and that was
nice.
pretty much my
Nice.
entire trip. Yeah, it's a
Nice,
really
very
fun
nice.
time.
Hot take. I don't like normal spam. I only like bacon spam.
Fair enough,
Yeah, so Colin's face was probably like inflating because of the inflammation from all that salt.
dude. Nah, it was the opposite. I turned into like my face like imploded
Like
and
SpongeBob.
wrinkled.
Like
It
SpongeBob when he
like
gets the
it
sun bleached.
dehydrated. It dehydrated. So like it wrinkled my entire face, and I was like, and then I had some water, and water is life. So yeah, I recovered with a full recovery.
Colin like this. Check Discord.
That's crazy. uh,
Editor me, put up the what I'm showing Colin right now.
oh my god, that's honestly what I felt like after eating that. But I was like, I want another. Yes. Um, but yeah, that was really good, and my trip was really great.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. The rest of my summer, I spent, nothing. So that was fun.
Mm,
Yeah, it was a very interesting time. I got to think about myself.
that's funny.
Yeah,
My cousins went to actually Hawaii this. They usually go to Greece, but since tickets were like outrageously expensive this year, uh, they
yeah.
instead went to Hawaii, which
Mm,
it very outrageous because there are four of them. It's four of them, and then their parents too. So it's like
yeah,
6 tickets.
damn, dude. Yeah, plane tickets. If you don't have to buy them, don't.
Exactly.
Please, just don't. I recommend not doing it. They're, dude.
Highly
My
recommended.
parents, yeah, highly recommended. Ruin the earth. Um, it would, yeah. Anyway, any other topics we have
We're
on
sponsored by
spam?
the super tunnels of underground, taking airplanes businesses away. No, I'm kidding. No sponsors yet. Yet.
Whoa! Stop
Actually,
revealing the lizard
we
people.
had a sponsor on the first episode, I think.
What was
Second
it?
episode. It was online games, so I clicked. They already went out
Oh
of business
yeah,
though.
they went out of
Yeah,
business.
they went out of business.
Yeah,
That's
well,
that's busy.
at least we got some profit out of them before they.
That's wild. Okay.
Yeah, if you
Uh,
look up the domain, it doesn't go through anymore.
that's crazy.
It's kind of sad. R.I.P. our
Uh,
sponsors.
uh. Anyway, you guys have any other fun things that you've been doing recently?
Um,
Also, I need to plug this really quickly, cause Colin, do you know what CES is?
No.
It's a Consumer Electronics Show. It happens at Las Vegas.
That's crazy.
Pretty much like influencers of tech or like companies get to go there. So that brings me to
Nice.
a quick section I call my tech insight. Yeah, needs a new name soon. I'm just
wow.
doing this in the podcast because if the podcast ever blows up, I'll get invited to
Oh,
CES.
brother, this guy stinks. Any- Anyway, so continue. Sorry. I don't know what
Okay,
happened.
so guys, this is 1 minute. I'm gonna speed run this. Hold on, I gotta start. Gotta check the time. Okay, starting now. Okay, pretty much Intel CPUs have been overheating. So go AMD. Woohoo. Nvidia got a market correction, which is very big, but then they got uncorrected again, and now they're back to a $3 trillion company, at least in market share. Nvidia's new GPUs got delayed and are supposed to come out early 2025. iPhone 16 is gonna come out very soon. Asus is under fire by Gamer Nexus, which is not good, and I feel like MSI is also. I heard something about MSI also getting under fire now, so definitely look out for that, guys. What else? What else? I got another 30 seconds. CES happening in about like 6 months. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. Please invite me, CES, if you're seeing this. I would love to go. Another thing is that Gamer Nexus has now gone to Asus and has complained to them directly. So that was very exciting. And that's time. This has been Quick Tech. I don't know. What did I call it?
Techie time with Sotiri.
Yeah. CES, please invite me.
All
Okay.
right. And now, Luke, speedrun boats.
Okay,
'Cause
starting
you love them.
now.
Okay, dude, boats are just so cool. Like, there's just these big chunks of metal that you can just put on water, and they start floating, and boom. And then people have made them even cooler because boats were like a piece of artistic expression during the 18 and 1900s. People would build beautiful ocean liners to transport people across the ocean with extravagant interiors. And they would make better and better technologies and more luxurious staterooms for people. And now all we have are these garbage airplanes. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be crammed into a tiny seat where the person next to me is chewing chips loudly. We need to bring back boats. We need to bring back these beautiful
But it's
ocean
so
liners
quick.
that were able to transport us so well and so happily. Bring back boats.
All right, you're just under time. Time ends up in 5, 4, 3, 2,
Boats.
1. That's time. Colin, you got anything you want to speedrun?
No. Actually, no. I have one.
Okay.
Why a hot dog is a taco.
Okay.
Yes.
Starting
Yes.
in
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
Think about it this way. Tacos, I know my Mexicans out there are going to be like, what
That's
the
me.
heck are you talking about, man? Anyway, think about it this way. Tortilla, bread, basically the same thing. They provide carbs and they're bread-like. And when you put stuff into them, like a tortilla, that's called a taco, you know? And then when you put like a hot dog bun and you put a hot dog in it, why is it called a hot dog? Who knows? But anyway, I believe it is a taco because it's basically the same thing. It's meat and whatever you want else in it with breading on the outside. It's literally a taco. If anybody wants to dispute this in the comments, I will be probably not that great at arguing with this.
I will be consulting my lawyers.
But anyway, this is why I believe a hot dog is a taco. It's meat with bread, and that's it. Yeah.
Nice. These are some crazy topics. So, yeah, super crazy topics.
Yeah, how are you going to top those, Sotiri?
But, yeah, super crazy topics. And, I don't think I can top that, to be real.
Yeah. Hot dog equals taco.
Hot dog equals taco, I guess, now. This is,
What about boats are cool?
huh?
Yeah. Anyway.
And boats are cool.
Well, sure.
Yeah, boats are cool. But they're so slow, though.
No, they're not.
It depends on what
the fastest ocean liner ever crossed the Atlantic in just 3 days.
Yeah, I could get from here to Greece with a stop in between to get some chips and some snacks in like 16 hours.
Yes, but you have to do it in a very small and uncomfortable seat where the person sitting next to you is a loud eater.
I get premium economy. Premium economy is amazing. Still economy.
Rich boy.
But you get
with boats you get premium for free. Dude, on boats you have infinite leg room.
Okay, I can't argue with that. But like, it's so quick though. Also, I
Dude.
got this message on the plane that says like you have entered like the U.S. like. Hold on, I got the message right here. I got it in my camera roll. Hold on, just let me show you something really quickly. I think after this we'll go for an intermission. Is that cool?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Gotcha.
Let me. Oh yeah, here's the message. It says, "Entry into U.S. airspace." I got this. I got this on the plane. I don't know
That's
what
crazy.
airspace is, but we entered it on the plane.
Well, yeah, airspace is just the space of air that's connected to the U.S. Like you can't fly planes over there unless it's authorized.
Oh.
So, like, if let's say, um, like a Russian jet just flew over without anybody knowing, that's illegal. So airspace is it's defining what space belongs to the US or whatever country in the air. So you technically entered US airspace.
Oh. So I'm like in the US's territory.
Yeah. It's like it's also like saying like why the waters are international waters, like you don't have to follow any rules there.
I mean, you do. You need to fly. Some countries flag, and you have to follow whatever country's laws that is.
Mandates.
Like in the middle of the Atlantic,
but I mean,
there's not really
whatever. It could be whatever country you want.
Yeah.
And like if someone comes across you and you're not flying a flag, then they can charge you with piracy.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, honestly, I'm really into space.
Space?
Space
yeah.
is cool.
Dude, space?
You want to continue the space talk after the intermission?
Of course.
So, guys, as always, intermission, about 5 to 10 minutes. Guys, feel free to mute up, get water, whatever.
Yeah. How long are we going to keep going after this? Because I need to go to bed for school.
We'll probably go like, maybe like, I don't know, probably like 20 minutes or 30 minutes top. 30 minutes tops.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, it's like the max I can do.
Alrighty, let's get the music on.
right, guys, I'm back. I got the today's sponsor, H2O, with me.
Nice, nice. Okay. You guys ready to call off the intermission?
Yep.
The snack that wets your crack water.
Alrighty. What a way to be back.
Oh gosh, that was a really weird way to start. So anyway, we ended off on space.
Space, yup.
You know,
Yeah.
I've always been scared of the ocean.
Me
It's
too.
a vast
Yes.
that hasn't been discovered really. Only like 10% of it has.
Like, I
And
get anxious when I see like videos of sharks swimming deep in the ocean.
but honestly, what creatures are in space?
Exactly.
None. So anyway, I think space is really cool. It's a vast thing that is the future. You know, the Earth is going to die soon due to humans, but space will never die.
Due to humans. Well put, well put.
That's wild.
Yeah, one day I would like to be up in the stars.
I feel like Colin
Probably
would
as
spy on me if he was up there.
whoa, why would I spy on you? What are you talking about?
Well,
I don't have
be
like
like, I wonder what
Superman,
he's doing.
bro. I don't have like Superman vision where I can see you from a freaking satellite.
I don't know, man. I feel like Colin would go into space, like he'd do a spacewalk just so he could yell one of his quotes to see if
He
anyone
probably
cared on
would.
Earth.
I'd be like, this is how most girls feel to me.
Excuse me?
God damn, that was bad. Oh,
That was a bad one, but it was funny.
that was both an insult towards me and women.
I know.
Oh,
You insulted both at the same time.
because that basically just means I'm. Oh God, I don't. Okay. Anyway, I love space, and I would love to. You know, I feel like I
Great
am
podcast.
in the time frame where going to Mars would be a thing, like the first manned mission to Mars. And I would
Yeah.
love to be a part of that first crew. That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool, yeah.
It'd be a lot of hard work, but you know, it's a fun time.
It is.
It'd be a very hard and strict time, but you know, it'd be interesting and very life fulfilling.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Although,
Colin went to Mars, like, good for you, Colin, man. Like, tell me what it's like
although
over there. Send me a postcard.
it's very cold.
Yeah.
It's very sick. I'm suddenly like 30 pounds lighter. I feel like I can just jump, leap
What?
far distances. Well, Mars is smaller, so the gravity's
Oh.
less big, so you would lose a ton of pounds.
Alright, makes sense. Makes sense.
So anyway, fun topics.
Fun topics. Fun topics indeed.
Yeah. Although if I do have like a family before I can get to there, there's no way I'm gonna go there. Because
Yeah.
going to Mars is a very dangerous mission. Because I believe it would be like a 3-year mission minimum, I think, or something like that to get there or something. I don't know how far
Yeah.
technology is going to advance, but like it'd be a really long trip. And if I left my kid slash wife slash family slash I don't know who else to say, for that long, that would kind of be not good. That'd be kind of douchey of me. So, you know.
Yeah. Crazy topics. Crazy topics.
Anyway, any of you have dreams like that where you could go or do anything?
My like ambition for the future, or like what I want to do when I grow up, or just like out of this world stuff.
Just what do you want to do in life? What's something on your bucket list that like you probably might not get it, but if you get it, like your life is complete.
Honestly, I'm gonna sound goofy, but when I grow up, honestly, I want to like do either two things: one, hardware engineering, like design processors and graphics cards and all that.
Gotcha.
Or
Yeah.
and I'm not talking about the coolers. I'm not talking about like, oh, this looks cool. I mean like the actual like hardware, the every single logic gate for the nerds watching this in there that goes into that. But each transistor and all that. And or what I'd really like to do is honestly just have like a like server hosting empire. Like Google pretty much. But like the Google Drive. Pretty
Gotcha.
much, or more like Oracle Cloud for the nerds out there, because you can actually run stuff on my servers rather than just store stuff. Like you actually run programs on there. Like it's
That's
more
cool.
like a hosting and a storage. So for the nerds out there watching this, Oracle Cloud, if you know what I'm saying.
Top that, Luke.
What, you want me to top that?
Top
Yeah, I
me.
really can. My dream is just
Get on top of my idea.
Boats.
I want to design boats. That's all
Nice.
I ever wanted to do in
Nice.
life.
Can't go
You
wrong
never
with
wanted to
that.
be like a sailor or anything. You just want to like design.
No, just
boats.
like a naval architect.
Ooh.
I mean,
Nice.
I guess I could kind of see myself being a sailor, maybe, but
The only reason why I can't see Luke being a sailor is because of like sailor's mouth.
That's true.
what
Like-
do you mean?
Like because
Sailors
swear a lot.
sailors cuss a lot. They like
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
very
and I never do.
Luke would be
they're
like,
very
like the sink would like sorry not the sink, the ship would be sinking. He'd be, oh good golly darn. Oh
Yeah.
my good golly gee.
meanwhile everyone's throwing F-bombs and whatever slurs they
Beep,
can.
beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, they'll be like inventing.
Let's just say they would not be saying family friendly things. YouTube restrictions would not allow it.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think they would.
It's wild. This is why you guys should tune in more often. Viewers, this is why you should tune in more often. Great topics discussed here.
Yeah.
Great.
Man.
You guys want to get anything else out the way before we wrap up? Like one last topic?
Not really.
Let's think.
One topic
What's
to bring
some
it home that we could say in about like 5 to 10 minutes.
The sponsor of our video is water. Talk about it.
They sponsored us so much that we have to say it like 5 times on a podcast. That's how much money they're giving us. They're actually giving us life, you know? They're kind of like letting us live. The people behind H2O, or the person behind H2O, is kind of letting us live. So like, appreciate that.
All right. And for all those people getting a new school year, do well, or you're a bad student. College students, do whatever you're doing. You seem to know what you're doing because you got to college.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And anybody in the working force, I feel bad for you because you're watching this podcast. I'm sorry, guys. oh gosh. Let's yeah.
So, Luke, anything you want to say?
No, just I guess maybe just go back to where we started with. Stay safe. If anything weird is happening, call the police.
But don't call them if like make sure something is actually going on.
If there's something strange in your neighborhood, don't call the Ghostbusters. Call the police.
Call the police, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay in school, kids. It makes you better at PvP. Yeah, I think.
For the kids out there.
No, you're banned.
All of that.
You're banned, Colin.
Viewers, because it's being bleeped. He didn't say he didn't curse. He was just saying brain rot.
Just for the little kiddies out there, the Gen Alphas, I
We
wanted
do
to
not.
give them some content at the
No, we
end,
do not
that they
accept
could.
brain rot.
All they're gonna be hearing is beep.
uh,
It's gonna be beep.
anyway,
It's gonna sound
uh,
like a car alarm. Anyway, we thank you for tuning in into, I believe this is episode 4
Yeah, this is
of the
episode
Luke and
4.
Satiti podcast. We thank you, Colin, for joining us.
yeah, no problem. It's been fun.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe we'll see Colin more often.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yep.
And
And
until then,
remember to eat your saucy noodles, kids.
yep. Drink your water, eat your saucy noodles.
Just slurp all of it right up.
We're so getting
I
canceled.
know.
Don't choke on it though. That's a bad thing. Don't
Okay,
choke on it.
okay. See
Oh
you
my
guys
gosh.
next time.
See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.